Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have our second set of Team remixes here, I should say. And that is going to be against Danko, another random person offline. So, yeah, there you can see our team there. We have two new Pokemon to BDSP, and actually two Pokemon that we've never used before, ever, on any game, and those are going to be the Starmie and the Ninjask. So, I really did want to try and give these a go here. The rest of the team are just some Pokemon that I like that I've used prior here that I want to get some more use out of. So yeah, once again, I guess this may be the second or third rendition of Team Remix, depending on how you count it. But anyway, looking at the opponent's team, it looks to be very strong and well balanced. So yeah, just want to make a quick note of their team, and then we need to decide what we want to lead with here. So, I think not much time to decide, but I think we're going to go with the Ninjask, actually. We're going to go with that. And we'll see how that works out. Alright, so he's going to go ahead and lead with the Infernape. That's kind of what I was anticipating. With the Ninjask lead, that's actually pretty good for us because we know we can outspeed the Infernape pretty easily. So the only question is, what is he going to want to go into to take an attack from us, unless I guess he could be Scarf. But yeah, so what do we want to do here is the question. I don't really think he's going to want to stay in here. It's a little early to set up, though. I think we're just going to go ahead and... what do we want to do here? Yeah, you know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and go for a U-turn here, because I don't see him staying in. And indeed, he actually does stay in, so that's interesting. So we go ahead and get a U-turn on this thing, which is going to do a little bit of chip damage to it, and we do get the pivot, of course. So I think we're actually going to go ahead and come in with the Wheezing now. Let's see what he wants to do here. So there that is, and he's just going to go for a Fire Punch, so that's interesting. That is going to do a truckload of damage with a critical hit, actually taking us down to a third, and that's actually really bad because even after Black Sludge Recovery, I don't know that we can actually take another attack from this thing, so that's actually pretty bad for us. Even so, I don't know that we really have a great switch to this thing, so I think the best thing we can do here is stay in and attempt to set up a layer of Toxic Spikes, so that's what we're going to do, as he actually goes for the switch, not wanting to risk being able to take us out with another attack. He's going to go ahead and come in with the Scissor, which is interesting. We're going to go for the Toxic Spikes here to get the one layer set up on him, which is good, and then we are going to regain some more HP with the Black Sludge. So this is actually a pretty fortunate turn of events for us because we are packing the Fire move here. So we're just going to stay in and go for the Fire Blast and see what happens here. And he actually outspeeds us and goes for a Swords Dance, anticipating the switch. He gets that sharp attack increase, but we are packing the Fire move. We go for the Fire Blast. Thankfully, we don't miss. And that is just going to go ahead and cook that Scissor in one shot right away and knock him down to 5, as we do regain even more health with the Black Sludge, putting us back to about half. So that was a really great turn of events there for us, actually. So yeah, we'll see what he wants to bring in response. So he is definitely thinking about this one. Definitely caught him off guard with the Fire move on the Wheezing. So yeah, now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Blastoise. So yeah, he is going to get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, of course, which is nice. And so hilariously enough, we actually are packing coverage for this thing as well. So I think You know what? I see no reason not to just go ahead and go for a Thunderbolt here. So that's exactly what we're going to do with the Wheezing. So we'll see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a Water Spout, actually. And unfortunately, we cannot take one of those from that range, of course. So that is going to finish our Wheezing off and knock us down to 5. But Wheezing definitely did its job, as now he's going to take some damage from the poison. So, yeah, now we have to decide what we want to bring in on the Blastoise. So yeah, what do we want to bring in on the Blastoise is the question. I think we're actually gonna go for, what do we want to go for here? What do we want to go for here? You know what? I think we're gonna go for the Starmie. So that seems like a good idea, because he may very well be Choice Blastoise. Actually, it is. That would be really weird, but I have seen it. So yeah, especially with the Water Spout, that kind of lends me to believe he might be Choice in some way. So he may well not want to stay in here. And so yeah, what would he want to switch into would be the question. I think we can actually pretty safely go for the Thunderbolt here, because I don't see him wanting to bring the Garchomp in on the Starmie, so that's what we're going to do. And so he does stay in. We do outspeed him, hit him with the Thunderbolt, and it is not quite enough to take the Blastoise out, unfortunately, even at max special attack Life Orb. So yeah, he is going to stay in and hit us up with a Water Spout, but thanks to the fact that his HP is nearly depleted, that is going to do virtually nothing to us, and the poison damage not going to be quite enough to finish him off this turn. So yeah, I think this time around we are going to go ahead and change it up to a different move, since any attack we go for at this point would be more than enough to finish him off. So I think we're going to go ahead and actually go Scald this time around, just in case he decides to switch, and he does actually decide to switch. So that's interesting, and he's going to go to the Garchomp. So we could have caught this thing with an Ice Beam, but it does come in and get poisoned by the Toxic Spikes, as we are going to fire off a Scald on this thing. And that is going to take it down by about 2/3, which is great damage, actually. And that is going to take some more Life Orb damage, of course, and some poison damage on the Garchomp. So now the question becomes, what do we want to do to this thing? So Starmie looks pretty useful against his team. I don't know if I really want to risk this being some kind of crazy weird Garchomp. Possibly Scarf or something that would outspeed and take us out. So I think we're actually going to go ahead and switch directly into the Donphan here. That should be more than fit to handle this thing. So that is what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and come in with that. And he is going to go for a Crunch. So that is not going to do too much damage to the Donphan, and then he is going to take poison damage, putting him down into the red there. So that is pretty nice for us. So I think, not 100% sure what he's going to want to go for here, but I kind of don't want to make any unnecessary risks at this point, so we're just going to go ahead and click Ice Shard here. And he does indeed stay in, so we are going to catch him with the Ice Shard, and that will be more than enough from that range to go ahead and finish that Garchomp off. And that is going to knock him down to 4, so that is pretty incredible for us. So we will see what he wants to bring in response. And it is going to be the Gardevoir. So he's going to come in with that, and he is going to get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, of course. So yeah, now we have, he is going to trace our Sturdy. So yeah, there's that. So I don't know if we really want to switch. We do have, although we might want to switch just because we do have a pretty decent answer to this thing, and that is the Magnezone. So you know what? We're just going to go ahead and switch directly into the Magnezone. It does resist both the stab moves of this thing, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So there it is. And he is going to go for a Moonblast. So that is going to do actually quite a lot of damage there. Another critical hit on his side, and he gets a special defense drop, or a special attack drop, I should say. So that is kind of unfortunate for us. That is going to take us down by nearly half with that crit, and then he is going to take some poison damage. So yeah, not great for us, but that may well be Specs damage too, actually, but we don't know. So yeah, since his ground type is gone, we could definitely just Volt Switch here. That's probably the safest thing we could do, but I don't know if it would take him out or not. But you know what? This thing is on a timer with poison, so he may well want to switch out here. But even so, he doesn't really have a great switch to, so we're just going to go ahead and make the safe play and go Volt Switch here, as he does indeed switch out. And what is he going to go into? It is going to be the Spiritomb, so that is fine. He is going to get poisoned, of course, and he's going to get the pressure coming into play. We are going to hit this thing up with a Choice Specs Volt Switch, and that is going to actually take that thing down by a little under half. So that looks to be a pretty specially defensive Spiritomb, actually, that took that relatively well, all things considered. So I think we're actually going to go ahead and go back to the Donphan then at this point. So yeah, that seems to be the best thing we can do, and this thing is going to regain some HP with its leftovers, and then it is going to take some poison damage as well, putting it down to about half. So we could definitely, we have a little bit of a choice to make. We could definitely try to take this thing out with an Earthquake. I don't know if it would be enough if this thing is maximally defensively invested. I don't know if it would be enough. So I think we're just going to go ahead and click Knock Off here and see what he wants to do. So he actually goes for a Sucker Punch, so he is going to get some chip damage on us here as we go for the Knock Off in return. Gonna knock this thing into the red and get rid of the leftovers, and the poison damage is going to be enough to finish off the Spiritomb this time around, and that will knock him down to 3. So that is pretty good for us, actually. So yeah, we will see what he wants to do in response. So perhaps another critical think moment. So he is going to come back in with the Gardevoir here. So he is going to trace our Sturdy once again. And so yeah, I'm not sure if at this point in the game, I don't know if it's really worth switching to try and save Donphan. So you know what? I think we're just going to stay in here. We're just going to go for an Ice Shard to get some chip on the way out on this thing. Try to whittle this thing down. So there's the Ice Shard, going to do some chip damage to this thing as he does go for the Moon Blast once again. And yeah, that will definitely finish the Donphan off from that range and knock us down to 4. But that's okay, as he does take more poison damage there, knocking him below half. So now the question is, what do we want to bring in to deal with this thing? And I think the answer has to be, I think it probably has to be Magnezone. So yeah, Magnezone seems like the best option here, so we're going to do that. We're going to come back in with that, get a clean switch in. And so yeah, I think based on what he has left, I think there's no reason for us not to just go ahead and go for a Thunderbolt here. So that's what we're going to do. It should be more than enough to take this thing out. So he is actually going to stay in and Moonblast us, and that is going to knock us down to about a quarter HP there. We do survive, go for the Thunderbolt in return. Choice Specs, max special attack will definitely finish the Gardevoir off from that range and knock him down to 2, which is pretty great for us. So now he's going to come back in with the Infernape, and he is going to get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, which is great. So at this point, I see no reason to try and switch to save Magnezone, so we're just going to stay in here and click Thunderbolt again. Probably going to go down. He does indeed outspeed us, and he goes for a Power-Up Punch, which is unfortunately going to be enough to take us out, and it's also going to give him an attack increase, which is not great. So yeah, he is going to knock us down to 3 with that, and then take some poison damage, but we do still have options in the back to deal with this, namely our Ninjask. So it is time, I think, to hopefully give Ninjask its shining moment. So Ninjask comes in here. We know we outspeed him. We're going to go ahead and go for an aerial ace here. Unfortunately, it's the best physical flying move we get this generation. We know we're going to outspeed him. He stays in, we go for the aerial ace, and it is going to be enough to go ahead and get rid of that Infernape and knock him down to just one Pokemon. We're also going to get a speed boost to raise our speed. Not that it matters at this point, because his last Pokemon is going to be the Blastoise, which is knocking on death's door at this point. It will not survive another turn of poison damage here, so he only has one turn left in the game at this point. And even so, we should outspeed this thing, so we're just going to go ahead and click Aerial Ace one more time here, and indeed we do outspeed, Scarf or not, and that will be more than enough to finish the Blastoise off, and that is game. So we are going to win that one 3-0 versus Danko, but that was a really good match, actually. Very fun competitive game there. And just an all-around good one. So yeah, every Pokemon on our team kind of played its role, and that definitely worked out better than most plans that I concoct. So yeah, very happy with that one. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.